As I was pulled back, I felt this sense of peace. I felt a tremendous amount of love. And I understood that it's okay. No matter what I'm looking at, no matter what is going on in front of me, it's okay. I am okay.
Today's video is brought to you by Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm. If you've ever been seriously hurt, your injury could be worth millions. Morgan & Morgan doesn't settle for lowball offers. They've achieved some of the largest verdicts in recent months, like $26 million in Florida and $12 million in Philadelphia, far exceeding insurance offers. Their fee is absolutely free unless you win. Morgan & Morgan is committed to fighting for you if you become their client. If you've been in an accident, you're only a few clicks away from potentially changing your life. You can check out www.forthepeople.com/theotherside to submit a claim today. Morgan & Morgan will fight the compensation you deserve if you become their client. And remember, fighting big companies requires a big law firm. Morgan & Morgan is ready to take on insurance companies of any size. You can check out Morgan & Morgan today at www.forthepeople.com/theotherside or click the link in the description below. Don't wait. Take the first step toward protecting your rights.
Hi, I'm Ulla Gaudin. I'm originally from Finland, but I've been in the US for almost 25 years now. I was still in Finland when I had my NDE. I was in a very abusive relationship. Started out when I was 16 years old, and still a child, didn't really know anything better. And he was the first guy who ever loved me, and it turned into a very, very abusive and violent relationship. And everything going on in my life, by the time I was 21 years old, I was diagnosed with stomach cancer, and I was given 2 years to live. At the time, I didn't understand why a healthy 21-year-old could possibly get cancer, but the cancer was not what ended up killing me. It was my ex-boyfriend. It was one of the nights he was out with his friends, like he used to go and drink a lot, and he had a habit of coming home and beating me up when the night was over. And that particular night, he came home and I woke up with him on top of me, punching my stomach as hard as he could. And that was a habit for him, because when somebody hits you in the stomach, it doesn't leave external marks. This night was different. So at that moment I felt that it was significantly different. There was something about him that was even more evil than ever before. And the last thing that I remember is him strangling me and hitting his teeth on my left eyebrow. Then I blacked out. I don't remember anything from getting from my home to the hospital. But I do remember coming to at the hospital, and at first it was just like, okay, what's going on? There's doctors, there's a lot of people talking, that kind of freaking out what is happening. That was the feeling that I had. Then I realized that they are over me, my lifeless body. That's what they are thinking about. It's me, my teeny tiny body on the hospital bed. And at that moment I had this panic just rushed through me. But as soon as I felt that panic, it was all away. I was emotionally removed from the scene. I didn't move. I can't say physically move because I was not in the physical body anymore, but I was moved away emotionally from the scene, and I still could see exactly from where I was. And I felt like I was like 9 feet tall. I wasn't completely above everybody. I was kind of like on the back wall, above at 9 feet high. Now later on, I realized that they have 7-foot ceiling in the hospital. So I was somewhere between the ceiling and whatever there is between the ceiling and the next floor. And as I was pulled back, I felt this sense of peace. I felt a tremendous amount of love, and I understood that it's okay. No matter what I'm looking at, no matter what is going on in front of me, it's okay. I am okay. And I also felt like my body looked so small that how could I ever fit in that? This being that I felt like I was, like, how do we fit in these bodies? And to this day I get moments of that. I don't feel like it anymore. I feel a bit fine, but I couldn't body right now. But I get those moments where I still feel bad. And I realized that I had my grandparents right next to me. Now, they've been dead 10, 15 years at this point, and they were both the same way, like this insanely big, loving being. And you don't have a body, so you don't have a face. You don't really see in the sense that like we see here, but you still see. It's really hard to try to explain. But you have the vision of all of your senses in the form of feeling, in motion. And they are beautiful big beings that can be in one place and any other place at the same time. Because everything that we experience here in this form is not real. As real as always seems, it is very knowledgeable, and we are able to change the reality to whatever we wish it to be. Now there's some human limitations, but all in all, this is the gist of what I got. There were some other people in there too. I felt their support and their presence, but I did not communicate with anybody but my grandparents. And while I was talking to them, we had this 360 view of inside the hospital, outside the hospital, and it was beautiful. The colors are so much more bright and brilliant than what we can experience with our human senses. And the colors that I've experienced in my near-death experience were so much brighter, so much more beautiful, and I could feel the colors. I could feel the lights of the trees outside the hospital, and this was in the middle of the winter in Finland. They're supposed to be completely frozen trees, but you could feel how incredibly alive they are. And after talking to my grandparents, they told me that I have a choice to make. I can either come with them or I can come back here. And there was no wrong choice. There was no bad or good choice. It was only the choice that I got to make. Nobody else could make that. I got to make that choice. And I decided to come back. Because I knew at that moment, I also knew that I had so much to accomplish. I had so many things that not only me as a human being wanted to experience, but there was so much that I had to share with other humans in my life and people who would come into my life. And everything made perfect sense. It was like this perfectly woven fabric, and every little hole and knot in there just fit perfectly, and I knew I had to come back. So when I came back, it was 20 minutes later. I was clinically dead for 20 minutes. And the doctors were not only were they surprised that I came back, but because I had the cancer, they were really adamant that I needed to stay in the hospital because my heart wasn't beating for 20 minutes. I have to stay in the hospital. There's no other way. And I absolutely knew in every fiber of my body that I'm okay. And I wanted to go home. Like right then and there, I wanted to go home. I wasn't thinking, but okay, I have this dude who just beat me to death, but he lives there too. I wasn't thinking that. None of that mattered anymore. I just knew I wanted to go home. Now they didn't let me go. They wanted to keep me in the hospital and make sure that I was physically okay. And they kept taking the tests to see how much cancer cells I had in my body. After 24 hours, I had none, not a single cancer cell in my body. And they kept taking those tests because they were convinced that they were wrong. There was something wrong with these tests because cancer cannot go away in 24 hours, but it can. We are that powerful as creators. We can decide that we don't want this illness in our body. We don't want whatever it is in your physical reality. If we believe and know that we are always guided, loved, and supported, not only by the people who were here before and have departed, but our own higher self. We can change the reality that we're living in 24 hours. Now it takes a lot of people, a lot longer than 24 hours. It still takes me a lot longer than 24 hours when I want to change something. But I learned this, and it has made such a huge difference in my life since I came back. With the cancer treatments, I was told that I'll never have children. I have two, and there's so many things in life that you can change it by simply changing inside of yourself. And we are so used to looking at the outside as the evidence of how we're doing things wrong or how things are going right, and only if this piece outside of me would move slightly left, I'd be happy. But that will never happen unless everything in you feels and knows that you are okay. I went home, I think it was about a week, and my life changed completely. Clearly, the person who beat me up was not part of my life anymore, and I have achieved so much that I wanted to do. The first year, though, it was hard because everything felt so big, and I could still feel the emotions of grass. And that to your normal neighbor sounds absolutely insane. They don't believe that the pieces of grass have emotions. And in that, I started to feel the suffering of other people around me. I didn't know how to protect my own energetic field yet. So the first year was tough because I had to learn how to protect myself, not only physically, but the energetic shield, that I don't take on other people's sorrows and suffering, because it too felt so big. I was like, why did I come back? That wasn't smart. I wanna, yeah, just take me. But I am very glad that nobody took me. That I'm still here 30 years later, because I'm not only have been able to give this gift of knowing how blessed and supported and loved we are to my own children, just seeing them thrive and know exactly what they want and go after it, and really seeing that, okay, yeah, I know when I put my mind to it, not mind and body like more people, I have to push through it. Just when you put your mind to it and trust that your thoughts really gather that energy to them, you can create anything. And it is absolutely incredible. Just this afternoon, I watched my 13-year-old son perform to a full audience, and he's just like, yeah, this is what I do. That's who he is. And I love that I have been allowed to be the vessel for him to come to this stuff. And I am the one he gets to see how incredible he is and what he gets to do. And that's one of the things that I want to share with as many people as possible, that you can live the life the way you want. You can. If you need a cutting hand, I'm ready. It just takes work. We have learned to think certain way and believe certain things, and all that can be changed. Life is absolutely miracle. It's beautiful. It's wonderful. And another thing is that it never ends. It just keeps on going. And I've told many people who ask me about what about heaven and hell. I'm sorry, but you're not going anywhere. We're still gonna be very much aware of what goes on here on this planet. Yes, you can choose to go to other places too, but you're still interested in this place because this is where it's at. And for us to be able to be here in human body right now, it's amazing. It's awesome. And I love it. Thank you so much for listening to my story. And if you would like to reach out to me, there's a link in the description box below. Bye. It's